So, when we picture a massive construction project failing, we usually imagine, I don't know, collapsing cranes or supply chain disasters, right?
Right.
Or just incredibly bad execution on the ground.
Right. The visible stuff.
Exactly. But looking at these really fascinating presentation notes from erdemeven.com today, the real culprit is, well, it's much quieter. Most projects actually don't fail because of bad concrete.
No, they feel because the partners basically weaponize the wrong contract against each other.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this. Because every contract essentially decides one critical thing, which is who absorbs the bleeding when things go wrong. And our mission for this deep dive is to figure out exactly how that works.
Right, because that risk allocation is really the invisible foundation of the entire build.
Yeah.
We so often treat contracts as just, legal paperwork, but they are actually behavioral programming.
Oh, wow. Behavioral programming. I like that.
Yeah, you are setting up the psychological warfare of the job site.
Yeah.
And to see how that plays out in reality, we have to look at the two polar opposites of risk transfer.
Right. So let's start with lump sum. It looks like the safest bet for an owner, right? You get total price certainty. But diving into the strategy here, lump sum is essentially like buying a house sight unseen.
Oh, totally.
Like, if there's mold in the walls, the builder isn't really incentivized to fix it. They're incentivized to just paint over it to protect their fixed profit margin. It creates an inherently hostile environment if the design isn't perfectly finalized.
What's fascinating here is that the safest looking contract actually creates the most adversarial working conditions. I mean, every single change becomes a massive battle over a change order.
A battle over who pays for it.
Exactly. Now, flip that completely to a cost-plus contract. The owner takes all the risk, paying actual cost plus a fee. You get ultimate flexibility and a lightning-fast start.
Which sounds great for evolving designs, honestly.
It does, but here is the classic failure scenario. Because the contractor's costs are completely covered, there is zero financial incentive for efficiency. Like, if the owner isn't relentlessly auditing the site, costs just spiral completely into the stratosphere.
So cost plus protects the schedule but can destroy the budget. And lump sum protects the budget but kind of destroys collaboration.
You nailed it.
But, okay, what if the method is clear but the exact amount of work is a total mystery? Say we're excavating a tunnel and we have literally no idea how much solid granite we're actually going to hit.
Right, so that's where you deploy a unit price contract. Instead of guessing the final total and, baking in a massive risk premium, you just agree on the cost per cubic meter of rock moved.
Oh, so it just moves the guesswork entirely.
Yeah, it relies heavily on clear measurement to build trust.
It sounds like a psychological safety net. We don't know the full scope, but
Okay.
we agree on the unit cost, so we don't have to fight about every single drill bit.
Precisely.
But what about pure panic mode? Say a water main breaks and completely floods a foundation. That brings us to time and material, or T&M. But wait, isn't T&M basically just handing over a blank check for labor and materials? Like, how do you not lose your absolute shirt?
Well, I mean, you will lose your shirt without aggressive daily supervision. T&M is a fast track to budget failure.
Wait, really? Just automatic failure?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you are buying extreme adaptability in an emergency, but that flexibility comes at a really steep premium. If you are managing the headcount on site every single morning, you're just bleeding cash.
Yikes. So if an owner realizes they are bleeding cash in a cost-plus or T&M setup, how do they cap that bleed without completely stopping the build?
They move toward the collaborative middle.
Right, and that's the guaranteed maximum price, or GMP. The owner is protected by a hard cap, but here is the actual mechanism. The contractor keeps a percentage of any money saved below that cap.
Yes, and suddenly you see foremen optimizing crane delivery schedules down to the minute, because every hour saved goes directly into their project bonus.
Oh, that's smart. It directly monetizes efficiency.
Exactly. And taking that alignment even further is the target cost model. If we connect this to the bigger picture, target cost is really the ultimate successful project scenario because it forces shared fate. You agree on a target budget, come in under, you share the savings. Go over, well, you share the pain.
It conceptually turns adversarial competitors into transparent partners.
Exactly. When you look at massive infrastructure projects that actually succeed, they almost always use a shared risk model because both sides are highly motivated to solve problems together instead of, just pointing fingers.
It really all comes down to matching the contract model to your project's specific mission. As our sources emphasize, clarity creates control, and control creates successful projects.
Absolutely.
Whether you are overseeing a massive corporate build or a complex local development, remember, you aren't just buying labor. You are actively deciding who holds the financial bag when reality doesn't match the blueprint.
Right. You're engineering human behavior just as much as physical structures.
So true. Which leaves you, the listener, with this to think about. If target cost contracts so effectively force collaboration by making both sides share the pain and the profit, why don't we see this specific shared risk model used in our everyday corporate employment agreements?